Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Rao on a Friday afternoon. I was attending a webinar on AI, which is really fabulous. A lot of people are really presenting a lot of beautiful things that can make whatever we are engaged in, whatever the job we are engaged in, much easier. And that's really, really good. Okay. Anyway, I'm here to um, talk about something that I talk about often, which is what's going on with everybody, what is happening with our lives. So, what happens is, hello, Julie. Julie was saying hello to me, and it's kind of understanding what is going on with our lives. I do coach people for stress and burnout. So the fundamental thing I talk about is why we have to do so much all the time at the expense of our health and expense of our harmony with other people and at the expense of not having good relationships with our loved ones, right? So I always talk about how the ancient cultures introduced me to what is important in life and how we could achieve that, what is important for us, for human beings. Uh, and That's inward looking, turning inward and finding out who we really are. As a matter of fact, the ancients claimed and said that the purpose of human life is to turn inward and realize who they really are, and thereby they will really get fulfilled, lead life with a purpose, lead life that has meaning. That meaning lasts forever. So it's more like a forever fulfillment if you want to have as a human being. Use your intelligence as a human being and turn inward and realize and stay in that being, which is really existential entity, which is consciousness, which itself is the bliss and peace. I'm completely convinced by that, and then my external life is simple, and but internal life is mostly spent exploring the deeper truths of life as per the ancient cultures and the book and everything, right? So I bring that wisdom into my life and also try to share it with my friends on the mediums like this, not to preach, not to tell them that you don't know. It's not that. It's just that this is something valuable that is there within all of us. Turn inward and touch that. And by really touching that inward being, which is Sat Chit Anand, they said. Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, and Anand is bliss, happiness itself, pure peace itself. Okay. So, but if I look around my children, my colleagues, my other family members, or anybody, they are presented with a lifestyle that is always doing something without really taking some time to calm themselves down, to reflect on things, and to do what is really meaningful for them, right? So you don't have to criticize them, but you can see the culture is kind of making them do so much because it kind of creates needs that may not be that important, but it is kind of makes such a big deal to do because you want to keep up with the Jones, right? So I kind of saw the fallacy of it and saw the Many of my colleagues were doing like that, and they lost their health, and they are not able to live a very meaningful, wellness oriented, and really gives you a lot of energy and gives you meaning in your life. Okay, all the things that we gather together, all the desires that we go through them, are not really important, but we can do this. Okay, let's welcome my friend Julie. She talks about this all the time too, so it's a nice fit. Julie is lives in the present. Hi, Julie.
Hello, Dr. Rao, my favourite doctor.
Oh, thank
Do you
you.
know, just listening to your voice sometimes just calms me very beautifully.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Uh,
So it's how you soothe people. You
yeah.
see, soothe people with your voice. And it's very, very, it's received well.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was about keeping up with the Joneses, was something I said earlier today.
Yeah.
Is when we are so focused in the external and in other people and what they're doing,
Mm.
we're then kind of taking from ourselves
Yeah.
focus. And we lose ourselves in this.
Yeah.
Instead of being aware of the attributes we have as a living person,
Hmm.
we lose it. We lose it in this other feeling that comes along that is emptiness.
Yeah.
Every time we're looking at someone else, we're telling ourselves that we're in lack.
Yeah.
We have less.
Yeah.
And then that makes us feel empty and
Yeah.
not good.
Hmm.
So when we can bring that concentration off others, corporate ladders and stressing and performing well and doing our role well, when we can bring all of that back into self,
Yes.
we'll find we get peace and we feel blissful.
Yeah.
Secondly, whatever we do will be magnified. It will be better. It
Yeah.
will be more concentrate
Exactly.
with the element of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. You are more focused, and you are peace itself, and your happiness is really there, Julie. It's not external things. We may be
That's
pleased,
right.
yeah, by them for a few minutes, but suppose we are enjoying a friendship, both of us, and we have a friendship with other people too, and just talking to our friends and then be touching with this kind of intimately, deeply, emotional, you know emotional understanding and all that, that is
Yeah.
so valuable. Then we cannot buy this, this kind of.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we cannot buy it. That
Yeah.
is, you've hit the nail on the head. There is no amount of money that can accrue you that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. It's
That
kind of
feeling.
sharing,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because it is kind of living out your truth and then conveying it to other people, not telling that you have to be like this, but telling you, see how beautiful it is when you turn inward.
Showing, role modeling this,
Yeah.
role modeling this feeling.
Yeah.
People will be attracted to you.
Yeah. Julie, come back. I think you're out of the time there. uh, yeah, Julie is making an excellent point.
I think, exampling this way of living
Hmm.
is it's not something that you can try at.
Yeah.
It just purely from inside of you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Often, with my life, the way that I live, I don't own anything and I travel around a lot, and I give the love that I have, the insights that I have, and all of the time as I'm moving and meeting new people,
Yeah.
and around and experiencing new things, there's this peace. And people want that peace. They want to be around that peace. So I get opportunities then.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
The thing that comes from me is received by other people.
Yeah.
And then they say, this is a great way. This is a good way. This is a peaceful way. She does this with ease.
Yes.
And by exampling how you do that, i.e., not coveting anything, not stressing, not pushing, not trying to manipulate the external world around you, you get this ease. It just stops. It means that you don't have to stress about
Yeah.
things anymore.
You are more
Because
harmonious with other people because
yeah,
you are
what will
sharing.
be will be.
Yeah,
And it's nice to go into what will be
yeah,
fresh,
fresh. Exactly.
fresh. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
there is no transactional thing. You got to give this to me if I talk to you or if I spend
that's
time
right.
with you. You
Yeah.
know, we are just here sharing, no demands. Just be a friend,
Yeah,
and
and it's lovely. It's a lovely. I mean, I'm talking to you now, and like I
yeah,
said to you, you give me this lovely feeling, this lovely energy,
yeah,
and it calms me. And you don't know you're giving that,
yeah,
and it's therefore when you don't know
yeah,
you're doing it, even though you're living the way that you do,
yeah,
it's a gift, and
yeah,
the gift will always receive a gift. It always happens that way. So that your interactions with people then will create your experience.
yeah, yeah.
That's what it's about.
All I do is I just want to share, just for the
Yes,
share. That doesn't mean I have to demand them. They have to do this way.
that's
No,
right. Yeah, there's no shoulds and musts
yeah,
about it.
there is no
Yeah,
expectation. All it is just to come and share a good thing. Okay, people
I
are
think
do that.
it's awareness you're sharing,
Yeah,
which is lovely.
yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
very much, Dr. Rao.
Thank you, Julie. Julie also lives in the present and also spreads her wings around and goes and gives love and affection and peace to everybody she talks to. And that's the richness as far as I'm concerned. What is the external riches when you don't have the health and enjoyment in life? That's what we are talking about here. The question is, do we uh, crave for things that are outward and that we may not need also, and we may be spreading so much of ourselves too thin with so many things, too many things to do, and we are not touching the gist of life that is there within us, that is available to us in our relationships, that is available when we are harmony with the earth and other people and everybody. So it's a question of understanding what this human activity of too much doing is doing to the earth, to the animals, to the plants, to human beings as a whole, and just sitting down and reflecting on that. Like the other day, I was telling the book "What If We Get It Right" by Joanna Elizabeth Johnson. What she was talking about is Earth's peril and how we, instead of getting worried, we are really anxious by the scientific reports, which are true, but then we can see what is it that I'm good at and what are the options I can do for my thing. And also, as you really select those things, do them with joy, then you can contribute to the Earth's survival, Earth's revival. And for that, you cannot really depend upon things outside. You got to do them internally. Be aware of what's going on. Be aware what are the things we can do. Do those things that are harmonious, that are going to be reviving humanity, reviving the earth, and all that. Ancient cultures have done that around the world. It's not one particular country, but there's some countries like India, China, they have exploded in that. But then a lot of other countries, including Australia, Aborigines, or South American Indus people, and also the America itself. When you go back to the Red Indians, they call them here, and that's they are also having this absolute relationship with uh, nature. Okay, they could hear, they could relate to that. They never considered nature is apart from them. They thought they are nature, they're part of the nature, so that's why they were able to be reverent to it, and then really not being greedy like the modern man, exploiting all the resources just for a fleeting pleasures, and then really spoiling that, and then see how our weather has turned deadly now, toxic. So even now we should all wake up and revise what is that we are doing, and how much of it is really unnecessary, but how much of it really can be curtailed, and use that energy to calm down, to turn back inward, and then touch that inner, diamond we always have. That being itself is peace. That being itself is the happiness. That being itself is all over. It's spread all over, and we are all one in that being level, right? This may sound like a old age philosophy, but it's not. The actual fact is, even the physics, the objective science that is going on now, says that we are all in one energy. And this was told by the ancients thousands of years ago, and they sustained the planet much better, and really help us to live in harmony with our fellow beings, not just the human beings, but also the animals and the plants. And among the human beings also, there's so much of uh, real harmony and love and affection and all that stuff. We all consider it like a one human tribe. And ancient India, they described it as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Okay, so it's a kind of important thing to revisit in terms of our planet, our own mental health, and yeah, welcome back, truly, Julie.
I was just enjoying what you were saying, and what came to my mind was that we, as humans now in this 21st century, to believe that we are separate from animals,
Yeah,
and we are separate from plants.
we are not.
When you look at our molecular level,
Yeah,
when you look at what we are made up from, and what cousins and aunts and ancestors we have, you realize that we are connected physically, and a lot of the mental health issues that we have are because we are no longer on the basic run of food, shelter, and water.
yeah,
We now have synthesized that and made it so complicated now. And we filled our heads with all of the other wants and desires beyond those necessary to be alive. We've kind of forgotten what being is.
Yeah, that's such a tragedy. If you take the even physical numbers, if you take the world population, and how many people have more than 1 meal a day, you will be surprised. So many billions of people are going without food uh, many days, sometimes only 1 meal a day. And there was this saying that one woman was going with a child, and this particular person was describing that. And the girl stops and says, "Mommy, I'm hungry." And the mother turns to the child and says, "You have already eaten for the day."
Yeah.
See the amount of food that is
And
wasted.
if you get a child over here, just to put in for a little minute, you get a child over here. Now, my daughter was one of these children, and she would regularly say to me, "Mummy, I'm hungry."
Yeah.
What she actually meant was, "I'm bored."
Yeah.
That's what she actually meant, and it took me ages and ages to figure this out because she had plenty.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would say, "I'm hungry" when she was at the sweet store.
Yeah.
"I'm hungry" when we passed the hot dog stand. "I'm hungry" when we passed, so that is the huge difference between someone who has 1 meal a day and, a parent saying you've eaten.
Yeah. See, more like
It
a
was,
equanimous nature. It's not there. The resources are really overused or underused around the world. That's what I was pointing out. Yeah, a
mm,
lot of our kids are bored and they say they want to eat something. Yeah,
yes,
they're
they're
not.
looking outside.
Yeah, they're not really hungry. They just want to, kind of do that. So it's a kind of problem of having so much food around the world, but many people are going hungry. That's my point. What Julie was saying also true. Modern kids are bored and then they say, "I'm hungry," because they want to eat something and occupy themselves. And we complain of 10-year-old becoming obese and all that. That's also I have seen. People are getting obese at much younger age nowadays because they overeat, because they are kind of bored, or they just want to make a habit of eating it. The snacking and all that. That kind of puts us out of our circadian rhythm. We are actually supposed to eat what we really want, and then allow the body to absorb it, and then hungry again. But we don't even let it be hungry. We just want to eat. Yeah, yeah, Julie.
I think a lot of people actually wouldn't know what being hungry
Yeah,
really was. The
exactly.
thing is, they do know
Mhm.
what feeling empty is, which
Mhm.
is what you're describing. When people are desiring, they are empty.
Yeah.
And that emptiness can be filled by them when they start to understand that having an existence, actually being,
Hmm.
is a gift.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what's going on externally.
Yeah.
I mean, today I did the mountain meditation,
Hmm.
and it was describing, you being the mountain. You see the mountain and you be the mountain. And the
Exactly.
winter will happen, the seasons will happen, storms will come and go. But inside, you are the mountain, and it describes being solid,
Exactly.
strong,
Yeah.
and durable. And
lot of
that's where,
lot
yeah,
lot of mountains have this spiritual significance, because when you see the mountain, you see how it can withstand the storms, withstand the sunlight, withstand everything, still stable. And there is
yes,
there is this hill in southern India, I know. It's called Arunachalam. Achalam means that doesn't move. Aruna
mm,
means like fire, like fire is symbol of lighting up, right? There's like a
yes,
getting enlightened. So
yes,
these mountains so powerful spiritually. There's one in here in Arizona. That's
yes.
that's also a very good one. If people go there and they feel the spiritual vibes, because there are so many people who come there. They spend time in meditation because the mountains are inspiration for them. Even Himalayas means that's kind of really Alaya means temple, Judy. Himalaya
Uh-huh.
means temple of the snow, which reflects between the water and also ice. See,
Mm,
the middle stage is where it is. So meditation activity is not really meditation. You may get it calmed down, but
mm.
meditation, something happens to you when you are not doing the other things. That's what you are doing with the mountains. When you go there, you are kind of calmed down. All this chattering is stopped. Then you are in meditativeness.
And you are being.
Yes, yes,
All you're doing is being. And that
exactly.
really fills that empty space.
Yeah. That
Really does.
actually my secret, I will tell you. You can come up if you want, Julie. I want to tell you something very significant. This is about why I'm meditative all the time. Is really understanding the activities of mind and not being allowing the mind. See, I have one sentence, Julie, that I remember, whereby I kind of get out of the chattering mind, if I should go into that, right into my being. What that is once attention has always to be poised on one's inner being. Even when I sleep, I do that and I go into that. Now I don't sleep on thoughts. I sleep on abiding in my being.
Lovely.
Make
That's
sense?
so beautifully said as well.
Yeah. And that saves me from entering into the chatter or network of the thought that always
Mm,
going on, right? The moment I have that attention on my being, I don't have to meditate because there is no chattering mind. I
yeah.
am in meditation means I am in being. I think you get it because you go into that being in the present moment all the time, then you are
Mhm.
meditative, right?
Yeah, I do. I practice it, and
Yeah.
the thing about it that helps me is the fact that when I go into that being state, that feeling of being,
Yeah.
it gives me a moment so that I don't react. I
There is
don't
a there is a
immediately respond, and that helps me.
yeah, there is a movie, Julie, I would like to recommend to you if you have time, look at it. It's called
Yeah.
Abide as the Self.
Okay.
That is
Abide
by
as the self.
that is narrated by Ram Das. You know Ram Das, you know.
Yeah. Where can I find that?
It's on the YouTube.
Okay, I'll have a look. I'll have
Yeah,
a look. Thank you
I
very much.
yeah, that is something about this abiding in the being. They call that self, but it doesn't matter. But what they mean is you are not your body, you are not your mind, but they are tools of you. But you are really that being. Abide as that being.
Yeah.
Actually, my
Okay.
sleep quality is so high because of this.
Nice.
And then when I wake
Yeah, that's
up,
good.
it's a beautiful, real good energy that was not there before with all the other techniques and everything. Because now the mind is vacated and it is there when we want to use it, but then we have to learn to stop it. That is what's the problem with always doing without taking a break, and you never allow the mind to rest up. And on the other hand, we are building the chatter like so many highways, the mind reacts very quickly next time and it gets on the train of thought much easier.
Yes.
So, what I
Yeah.
say is just be aware and think consciously and stop the thought after your activity is done. That's the way you want to be using the thought faculty without suppressing it, without saying anything bad about it, but then making a habit of going in our being and staying there. This is not that tough once you understand the structure of thought. Otherwise, you will wake up in thought, I thought, and then you will build on it. You go on increasing the thoughts more and more throughout the day, maybe thousands of thoughts every day, never trying to stop it. How do you stop it? Just by being in your being. You can watch the thoughts from a distance and then you can slow them down. You can go to one thought and then go beyond that one thought into the thoughtless state, which is your being. That is what many of the meditation systems are trying to do that. But all we have to do is like Julie is in the present, she is in the being. That itself is the meditative awareness, right? And this is something we need as modern people. I do a lot of data work, I do a lot of information work, but that's all information. That faculty of thinking all the time is not there because that faculty used when I want, and when I don't want it, I can stop it there too. So, attention, one's attention has always to be poised on one's inner self. That self is this being, not the small self built by the thought as the ego. That's not it. The bigger self as the divinity present in all of us. Okay, so that's a wonderful share by Julie because she's actually living this, and that's where she was able to communicate with me what she was actually going through. Wonderful. So I hope she gets to see that movie, and that movie I recommend to anybody if you want to really understand what is direct path. to your own inner being is to understand that inner being is meditative because it's not a thought product. It's already there within you. But only thing is we don't really abide by that. Once you abide by that, you are naturally not thinking unnecessarily, and thinking is supposed to help us to deal with stuff and then stop it. But nowadays, thinking too much information, eliciting too much thinking, and too much chatter rather than calm in the mind. But once you are calm in the mind, once you have the peace, harmony in mind, you function much better because you are focused and you are really giving all your energy to the task at hand rather than unnecessary thoughts impinging from your memory or from your environment. So I save a lot of energy just by not indulging in thought all the time. But thought works very well when I have seen a patient, I have to solve a problem, I have to do that, very focused on that. And these external thoughts are not there, so I save a lot of energy. At least look at that way also. Don't waste your thoughts and energy. Thought takes a lot of energy, right? By being negative about any situation, or by being, killing them, or by really being so much chatter but not focused thought. Okay, so be aware, be in awareness, and think consciously, and stop the thought when it is not needed. Enjoy that thoughtless state of being. Okay, so too much doing too little being is leading to us too much of mental health problems, and also the physical health problems, lack of sleep, and really lack of peace and happiness in the person that we are working with. So I always talk about, do the stuff that is meaningful to you, but do it in intervals, like, and then try to be in yourself, in your being, where we are all one. So one energy. So ancient system talked about divinity in all and all in oneness. Okay, that really helps a lot. Okay, so let's invite no, one more friend is coming up. Yeah. Hi,
Hi. Hi,
Cassandra.
Doctor. How are you? This is Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you. Listen, I was just I'm driving.
Uh,
I was just joining and I heard you talking about a movie, but I missed the name of the movie because I came in after you said it.
yeah,
Will you repeat it and what was the
sure.
movie about?
It's about abiding in our true self, true inner being, and that's title is Abide as the Self.
Okay.
That's the title.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you very much. I'll check it out.
Yeah. It's a documentary and it's about 1 hour or so.
Okay, excellent. I love documentaries. I'm always
Yeah.
on all of my streaming platforms. I'm always watching
Yeah.
documentaries, so I'll definitely check it out. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's about this sage Ramana Maharshi, and he had a direct path for anybody to go inward and find their inner being. And that is very meaningful for a lot of people around the world. Okay, so you don't have to be a particular religion, faith, or anything. Just understand what they are saying, and it's kind of difficult to get to that. But then once you see the movie, it makes a lot more sense. You know.
All right. Well,
Okay. Thank you, Cassandra.
okay.
Yeah, she's driving, so it is going to the matrix now. Okay. Thank you. So that's it, my friends. What I wanted to say for tonight is about just because the world is telling us to do too much stuff doesn't mean that we have to be doing and losing ourselves in that particular activity. Suppose that activity is meaningful to you, Suppose that activity gives you a lot of satisfaction, a lot of fulfillment, activity, that's all fine. So I never get tired of seeing patients because I love to see the patients and I say I love to talk to them and all that. So that kind of work everyone may have. So what you love to do would really help you. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the essentially doing stuff to gain some few things and also losing our health. That's what I'm against, and I see that all the time. Even the physicians are losing their health, both physically and mentally, because they are lost in their work and they don't have time for the self care, right? But the highest self care is to really be our real self inward. Ancient systems of yoga or Vedanta or any of the Chinese Tao, all those talked about our inner being is most important. Okay, I hope I drawn some attention to that today in this, and hopefully people are really um, going to look at that with seriousness and get benefited by that. Okay. Thanks for Julie, who come up and shared a lot of things regarding this. And I'll be seeing you all when I have the time again. Thank you.